Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Christy Press here, your hometown realtor, and today we're going to discuss if it's the right time to buy in Elk Grove or if you are about to overpay. So I want to share with you guys today, and I've got some notes here that I want to share. If you're thinking about buying in Elk Grove this year, you need to know what's really happening with the prices, competition, monthly payments, and whether buying now could cost you less or buying later could cost you more. So I just want to get into all of that with you guys. So I'm going to break down the real numbers. So average home price, days on market, whether homes are selling for asking, under asking, over, are we getting bidding wars, all those kinds of things, and what your monthly payment would actually look at for the pretty much the median prices. So between 6 to 800,000. So let's get into it. So the average price right now in Elk Grove is about $635 to about $650. Okay, some data is showing, the average sales price to be $690, but it's depending on the time period and the housing type, to be honest with you. I know, everybody wants to look at Zillow or Realtor or Redfin, and that value is coming in around $624. So it's a broad market value measure, which again, who uses Zillow? I mean, look at Zillow for certain things, but then that's when you call an agent to really know what's going on. So right now, Elk Grove homes prices generally sit around the mid 600s with variations depending on the zip codes and the home type, right? So how much have prices increased or decreased over the last 12 months? So this is another great thing, right? What are we looking at market-wise? So the prices have definitely softened slightly, or actually kind of been a little flat over the last year. What do I mean by that? So if you want to talk about prices are basically stabilizing, thank goodness, right? Slightly lower than a year ago in many parts of Elk Grove, and they're not skyrocketing. So this is great for the buyer because when you're buying a home, right, we are dealing with interest rates and all these types of things, down payments. There's obviously lots of programs and stuff like that to talk about with those, but we want to know, are we going to be overpaying on the house because we really want this house or we really want to move into this neighborhood? We love the school district. It's right next to, family. And are we going to overpay, right? So I'm just letting you know as of right now that they are softening. Which is nice. It's stabilizing. So we're not going to see these big ebb and flows like we're seeing in other areas of, the Sacramento region. I would also say another question that I do get are homes selling above asking price? And some homes, I'm going to tell you, still are selling with multiple offers. And that is going to be, most of the time in the $500,000 to $650,000, $700,000 range. Okay, so we're still at that median price. I think that sometimes they're also going a little below, meaning that homes that are selling are just under list price. Seller pricing strategies definitely matter. As I tell all of my sellers, the idea here is 3 to 5% under market, right? So the reason I say that is because we want to get people in the door. We want you buyers, right, to come in and see the home and feel the home and know what's going on. Homes always seem to, and I hear this all the time with buyers. I was just out with buyers yesterday and the home looked beautiful online. It was the pictures were gorgeous. But when we got there, that was not the case as much as we had thought or as much as my buyer had thought, right? So when you get into the home, is it everything that you thought that it was, right? Does it look like the way that it does? Are the rooms the size that you think that it is from, the pictures? And there's all sorts of good, fun AI things people can do now with their photography, but really going and checking out the home. And so sellers definitely need to price their homes correctly to get that foot traffic in the door. If you're going to price too high, you're limiting yourself of buyers that are going to be able to come into your house to even try to make an offer, right? Because they're already priced out. So be competitive. Get the people in there, and if that's then you and you have a multiple offer situation, then great. That's a little tidbit for sellers. For buyers, being strategic on what's in the market and not overpaying, right? So we're not in a crazy bidding war anymore, you guys. We're 6 years out from COVID, right? 2020 was COVID. Many homes sell at list price or just just under, right? About the 3 to 5%. I would say more probably about the 3% is where they're selling from list price. So hot properties though still get strong offers. Is it next to that school district that everybody wants to get into? Is it next to work? Is it next to the freeway? Is it into a neighborhood that a lot of people hardly ever sell in those neighborhoods, because when they move to those neighborhoods, they stay unless they absolutely have to sell, or it's a generational type thing. So those are things to definitely consider. The other thing for buyers, right? What are the average days on market? This is a really big one. And in recent data that we've seen, it's anywhere from 50 to 63 days on market. Okay. So we are not seeing the whole, it came on and 6 hours later, they got 17 offers. We are not in that market. Okay. And buyers do have some time to take a look and see, to actually go and shop around. You know, I mean, the homes are selling slower than last year, but buyers have more time to evaluate listings. And I think that that's a great thing for buyers, so that you can really get what you're looking for. Getting in the neighborhood that you want, getting, like I've said, the school district, those are big things. Is it close to your work? What's the travel time? How is it close to freeways? How is it close to shopping, restaurants, parks? Like, again, you guys know, getting to know me on this channel is all about lifestyle. What is your lifestyle? Where can I put you guys? Where can I help you guys enhance your lifestyle with where you live, right? So those types of things are going to play into that. And another question I get a lot are sellers giving concessions? And again, with prices softening slightly and longer days on market, negotiation leverage has shifted a little bit more towards the buyers than a year ago. Okay, so sellers are understanding, you know, having some concessions and some negotiations isn't, you know, rare. That is something that they are looking at. And again, it happens to go to, did the agent help the seller prepare their home, right? Is it we need to get out of here really quick and just take it as is kind of sale? Did they put some preparation into it? Did they do some of the things that I've talked about before with when you're getting your home ready? You know, did you have service and maintenance with your HVAC system? Did you take a look at your roof? Did you take a look at, you know, any of the bigger items to make sure anything that you could do to make sure that you could sell and it's very ready to go? So you can, you know, negotiation isn't rare, just to let you guys know. That's inevitable. You get inspections, you request the repairs, and see price adjustments more often, or asking for concessions back. So it's whichever way that makes sense for you and the way that you're buying your home. That's something to definitely consider talking to the agent that's helping you as a buyer, as well as your lender. Which way makes sense for you and helps you then in the long run of getting the home to where you would like it after your inspections that you've had, as well as your monthly payment, right? Because you could ask for a seller credit back, or you could ask for something off of the purchase price, right? What makes more sense to you in the long run? Now, I've also had a couple of questions recently because interest rates have gone down. So interest rates, just as of this week, were down under 6%. Okay, so people are saying, okay, should we wait though? Like, the rates are coming down. They're obviously they're down more than they were in 2025. So what happens if I just wait until the end of the year? Maybe the rates will come down even more, like down to 3% or 4%. I mean, hey, we all wish, right? But more forecasts suggest a slower price growth, not big jumps. So experts expect stability, slight gains in 2026. So Elk Grove's recent trends shows a slight downward of the listing pricing, kind of flat pricing, if you will, not dramatic increases, which is great because that means more buyers have more time to buy in Elk Grove and get into Elk Grove, which a lot of people want to live in Elk Grove, right? Waiting could save you a bit, but also risk higher interest rates or rising demand. Timing the market is really risky, as always, right? If rates are going to come down, that means more buyers are going to be out looking for houses. So you come across the fact of, sure, the rate's down for you, but now you're competing against more and more people, right? So we don't want you to necessarily do that. So trying to do that strategy is very difficult, but having the agent that's there for you can definitely help you time that and see what's going on in that market, right? So that's, again, why I'm here. The seventh question I will say is, what price range gets the most competition? And right now, I mean, there's not like an exact competition heat map or anything like that with Elk Grove, but right now, generally, it's the 600,000 to 800,000, and I have to say that's kind of all over the place. But definitely the entry level family homes between 600,000 to 800,000 are where we're seeing the most buyer interest. Okay, with Elk Grove, lower pricing homes, they tend to have multiple offers when they hit the market. They're a little bit more rare. Usually they have a lot of things that need to happen with the home. So sometimes investors swoop in and, things like that. So home positions well in the mid-range tend to get most bidders, especially if they're priced right from day one. And again, this goes to the seller. Price that home correctly. Make sure that you're asking those questions and that your agent can give you the right information instead of just having an agent that just wants to, okay, yeah, whatever you say, seller. That's not helping you. That's not selling your house. That's listing your house, right? So you want somebody that's going to give you the hard information for you to make the best choice if it's time to sell or not. And let's get into just really quickly. The last one is, what does your monthly payment look like? Okay. So if we're going to go with a 7%. Okay. I know that's kind of crazy, but you guys can just kind of feel me on this now that they're at 5.99. Okay. So a 30-year fix, if you did a 20% down, of course, there's many, many programs on that. So if you were to put a $600,000 house, you put $120,000 down on that. That's about a $480,000 loan. Your payment is around $3,190. Okay. That is not including your insurance. That is not including your taxes. If you happen to live in an area with an HOA or ones with Melrose, if you want to know those things, definitely check with your agent or me to make sure you know every single thing that's going on. So that's 600,000. 700,000, you'd be putting 140,000 down. A loan amount of 560, your payment jumps to 3,720. So 3,720. And if we go to 800, then that's putting down 160. Okay, so a 640 loan amount, and your payment is $4,250. So at today's rates, here's what your monthly payment would look like. I mean, that's at 7%, so that's going to be a little bit lower, but you guys are kind of getting the idea of, if I want a $600,000 house, it's going to be around $3,200 a month. Is that something that I can do? And again, that does not include the insurance or taxes. And so those things you can talk to a great lender that I have as well. So really, I mean, thinking about buying in Elk Grove in 2026, the real snapshot are prices, competition, days on market, and what you'd actually pay per month. I mean, Elk Grove is a wonderful place to move to for all kinds of reasons. But just to remember that it's growing very, very slowly. So it's a great time to buy in Elk Grove. Median house price is about $600,000. And homes are selling about list price, if not a little under. So I think that those things are great. It's slower than last year with it, which, again, I think we're doing great with Elk Grove. And I think that moving to Elk Grove and having the right information for your lifestyle is where you're definitely going to be. So here's the bottom line, right? The Elk Grove market is very balanced, and that means opportunity for smart buyers. And the key is understanding price ranges, competition, negotiation strategy before you jump in. You've got to have an agent that is not afraid to negotiate, that is not afraid to go to the line and help you get the best deal that you can do. Okay, this is one of my strong points, master negotiator, right? Having all of my ducks in a row to facilitate everything that I can for you in every avenue, everything creatively, everything standard. It's what we can do to make sure that everybody wins and that you get a very good home for a good price. So if you're thinking about buying in Elk Grove in the next 3 to 6, 12, 18 months, I don't even care. I'd love to help you. I'd love to help build the strategy for you guys, take it step by step, have you guys meet with my lender as well if you need a lender, just to get some numbers. I mean, that's the number one thing you want to do is get some numbers. What are you qualified for and what are you comfortable with as far as your payment goes? Don't let anybody strong arm you, an agent, a lender, anybody to tell you, oh, on paper you can make an X amount, but that's really uncomfortable for you. I'm a firm believer in an agent that works for you. If you tell me, Christy, my payment, I want it to only be at $3,500, then that's where we look at, right? We don't go to, even though you're approved for $800,000, your payment is at $650, then we look there, and that's about you. So you guys can call me, text me, email me, send a carrier pigeon, I don't care. I want to hear from you. And if you found this helpful, thank you so much. Make sure that you subscribe because I do put out weekly updates about Elk Grove, Galt, and some other areas out here in Sacramento. Talk about the neighborhoods, the schools, the daycares. We do everything here. So thank you for joining on, and I'll see you guys on the next one.